Hi, my name is Sandra Allen. I'm a retired school teacher living in Kitchener. I retired 5 years ago and I started painting, and I have found that over time I totally enjoy and painting, and I'm able to sell some of my product. I have some very good friends whose homes are full of my art, and finally one of them came to me, Alice, and she said, my husband has an idea. And I thought, commission piece, yes, I'd love it. And she said, well, you know, what Owen's product is used to fertilize fields. And she said, would you be interested at all in doing a commissioned large painting of a fertilized field, or a field ready for having crops, like in the spring or even the late fall, but a furrowed field? And so I said to her, well, I'd love to. So I began to do a little bit of looking around the internet for different ideas about how a field looks, and I came up then with this lovely painting of a field, and we did some tweaking. The tree, she wanted more branches, and Owen wanted the sky a little different color, and so I had the small 16 by 20 inch painting, which I showed them, and they were delighted. And then they said, Owen said, oh, by the way, the paint I'd like you to use is biosolid paint. And I said, is that possible? Has it been done before? And he said, not to his knowledge. So I ran to the internet, because I do that, and looked everywhere, and there is not one mention of using biosolids to paint a painting. So I decided to give it a try.
Okay,
before I could start, though, I had to be sure that it was a product that you could use as a painting. In other words, would it stick to the canvas? Would it flake off? So I began to do my work, and I did some smaller canvases using the biosolids to test how it would adhere to the canvas and how it would show the different values. In other words, light, dark, medium. It had to be able to reflect different shades for me to use it to create a painting. He gave me 3 jars of the material. The smallest jar was the most intense, the strongest, with the least particles. So I began to paint. The chart showed that, yes, I can do a value painting. Yes, it can show different textures. Yes, it can cover the canvas quite well, and that it did stick. We had been worried about it flaking off or developing a mold, but it didn't. It was outstanding. I varnish all my works of art. Some of the different ones, I was worried that it would melt it off or streak it. Did not. It was perfect. What an adventure. I mean, as an artist, it was so much fun to be challenged. More than that, it was in your own head, how you're thinking about things. I love telling somebody that I just completed a work of art that was commissioned, and that it is made with biosolids, and they look at you like you are crazy. It's such a neat feeling. Would I hesitate to do it again? Nope. I would not. It was a good challenge and a good way to continue my adventure in painting.